the Doctors Association, GTB Hospital, UCMS, for organizing such a much needed topic of the workshop today. It's really essential to have inclusivity, and it's so nice to see the inclusive group sitting here of different professions, of NGOs, of people belonging to political group, and I would say educators as well. So I personally feel what we need to know, first of all, is disability is not inability. We must understand that this inclusivity comes only through inclusive education. We are talking of empowerment. From where does the empowerment start? From education. Education is the tool, most powerful weapon to change the whole world. That's what Nelson Mandela said. And if we understand what this means, inclusion means, is very important, because whatever the profession is, medical or engineering or teaching or anything, the education begins with nursery. Nursery class, early age, and that is what we want, where inclusion should start, and it has started. Dr. Rakesh ji indicated how it started in 1981, and you'll be happy to know that Amar Jyoti was established in 1981 with several new initiatives under a tree. And considering that education is connected with accessibility, we must see to it that a holistic approach is adopted. It is not only accessibility that we want in education. We have to look at the status of disability, which already Dr. Rakesh Jha has mentioned. 2.1 million children below 13 years of age are identified as children with specific needs. 26.8 million Indians live with disabilities. Children with disabilities are 5.5 times more likely to be out of school, and 28% of children with disability are already out of school. 44% have multiple disability. With this scenario, fortunately, our government started with several legislations supporting persons with disabilities. Legislations like the Mental Health Act, the RCI Act, the National Policy on Persons with Disabilities, Persons with Disabilities Act, about which already Dr. Rakesh has mentioned, National Trust Act, Right to Education Act, and National Education Policy, which is very, very important, of 2020, and that emphasizes inclusion in every possible way, especially in education. Post UNCRPD, it has become a global priority. Why we have not been able to talk of inclusion earlier is because of some challenges. Challenges are lack of support services, attitudinal barriers. You must be knowing how everybody earlier used to say, "Hi bichara, hi bichara." So this attitudinal barrier is one of a very big challenge. Even now, I won't say that it has totally been eradicated, but there is better acceptance in society of persons with disability. Scarcity of special educators and training programs, inadequate financial and human resources, limited appreciation and understanding, lack of adapted learning material, and inadequate networking. Now, these challenges make things difficult, but let me tell you, friends, difficult but possible only if we all have acceptance, understanding, and willingness to understand problems and help. So, what is required for this is the holistic approach. Holistic approach like learning together, that is inclusion, medical care, therapeutic interventions, inclusive sports and cultural activities, capacity building, vocational training and skill development, camp for outreach programs. Now, this holistic approach is what we have adopted at Amar Jyoti since 1981 in Delhi and Gwalior, and you will be amazed to see the outcome of this holistic approach. We have given a new approach to educational landscaping. I hope the slides are, so you can see the train. Here is the journey of inclusion which has no destination. And in this train, what we successfully achieve is parents' involvement, very important, barrier-free environment, training of teachers, teaching learning material, equal opportunities and full participation, networking, and of course, support services. So with this, we come to the actual concept of inclusion. What was there in the beginning? Exclusion. You can see the first circle, total exclusion. No, they cannot come and join the group. Then started segregation, coming closer. Then there was integration, included but still segregated in a corner. And now what we understand is inclusion, where in everything, every walk of life, we want them to celebrate diversity into action. So for this, what I personally feel is to have a glimpse of rehabilitation the Amar Jyoti way. As I said in 81, when I started under a tree with 30 children, 15 with disability and 15 without disability, people called me mad. इसका तो दिमाग खराब है, ऐसा कभी कभी हो सकता है, कैसे साथ पढ़ाया जा सकता है? I was not dissuaded. I said, I will prove, हाँ हो सकता है, होगा. और आज मैं कह सकती हूँ कि हुआ है और आगे भी होगा. So, what is the trick of the trade? Putting them together is a win-win situation. They accept and understand each other, overcome their complexes, and peer group always helps each other. And the main thing that you have to remember is equal number, if not equal, at least 60-40, if not 50-50. So, when we started this experiment, we had 3-tier system. One was of admission, where we invited the entire group with and without disability, and our team segregated who can go to an inclusive class, regular class. For example, orthopedically challenged with devices like wheelchair and plank on a wheelchair can easily go to an inclusive class. Then hearing impaired with less decibel loss can easily go with hearing aid like I am wearing, and I am one-eyed for the last 20 years. And of course now third disability with me is the old age. But I still say not to bother about this disability because it is not inability. So this 3-tier system of segregating them as per their ability was very helpful, and we adapted curriculum, and we had social inclusion as well through sports, theater activities, and every activity had equal participation. And here you can have a look at inclusive classroom, making space for them for wheelchair users, starting from the door itself. Most of the doors initially, people don't think that it should be wide enough for a wheelchair. Most of the toilets don't have accessibility for wheelchair users. So inclusive classroom is also as important as any other place for a school to have two types of accessibility, educational and physical. In physical, we can see that it is not only just the transport or things, small items like, oh, हमने तो accessibility बना दी, एक ramp बना दिया. That is not full accessibility. You have to see that even the buses are barrier free. We have collapsible ramp to have hydraulically operated wheelchair users ramp who can easily be taken into the bus. We feel very embarrassed when a wheelchair user has to be lifted and put in the compartment. For that we made a platform operated what you call ramp, foldable ramp, which can easily be put against a department of a train, and you can put the person on that plank and wheelchair can easily go in. Person does not have to be lifted. There were many things like tactile path, white canes, and all the modern technology assistive devices which we brought into our institution, and it is totally accessible institution with national award winner trophy. We also think of assistive technology, universal design for learning, individual education plan, teaching learning material to be as per need of persons with disability. Here is a glimpse of inclusive cultural activity. They accept each other in such a beautiful way that you can't make out where are persons with disability on the stage when hearing impaired, low vision, and other children with physical disability dance together, act together, and when we have holistic approach in vocational training skill, we also have cutting and tailoring department, carpentry, etc. So you can see this rath on which a person with disability is sitting is made out of a wheelchair by our carpenter. The costumes are made by our teachers and students who are in the cutting and tailoring unit. Even in the next picture, you see the theater activity, how happily and confidently they are dancing on wheelchair. And here you can have another glimpse of inclusive sports, one person with disability and another without disability holding the torch, Olympic torch. We have hosted national inclusive activities 5-6 times, and we have regular inter-school inclusive sports meet. You can also see our children playing wheelchair basketball, and you'll be happy to know that there are international players of wheelchair basketball in Amar Jyoti. So just a few glimpses of pre-vocational skill training. You can see this child who doesn't have full arm is embroidering, eating with his stump, making things with his stump. He does even pottery work with his stump. There is girl on wheelchair doing artificial jewelry making. There is pottery, there is beauty culture. We have many other skill training courses in our institution. And the outcome of all this inclusion is you can have a glimpse of courageous people who have come out. One is IAS officer here, the first girl, Urmil Kher. You must have heard of her name. She is now Assistant Commissioner in Railways, cleared her IAS and happily working with her colleagues. The other girl on motorized tricycle is a beautician now, and her daughter is now a lecturer in our teachers training center. These three boys are international wheelchair basketball players. Here is another girl, Rachi Yadav. She got a gold medal in canoeing. She is from Gwalior branch. Another girl, Pooja, she is intellectually delayed. She went to California for Special Olympics. I hope you know the difference between Olympics, Special Olympics, and Olympics. So she got 4 gold medals, and Delhi government gave her 25 lakhs. Many schools gave her job as a sports teacher, and she got married to a very understanding person and has a baby boy and is working also in different schools. And this is real empowerment. And another empowering personality you see here is a shooting person, Bhakti. She is hearing impaired. She is gold medal winner in shooting at international level. This all happened with the unique initiatives that Amar Jyoti has taken. Here you see 26 January parade, where we made a historic first of participation of persons with disability in 1995. Since then, you must be noticing how persons with disability are participating in these parades. It was not easy, but we made it possible. We also started Olympics in India in 1981 and hosted International Olympics in 2003 in New Delhi, which was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India, and President of India invited all the participants of 37 countries who participated, and that was the time when we brought in barrier-free buses for all our participants. And another initiative taken by NGOs, Amar Jyoti, was to start an institute of physiotherapy, because we were not getting any physiotherapists in our camps for examination, for therapy. So that time we thought of starting physiotherapy course of BPT and MPT in Amar Jyoti, which is now being run for the last 25 years, and we felt very happy when University of Delhi, with which we are accredited, announced that in 100 years of Delhi University, even Amar Jyoti Institute of Physiotherapy is figuring, which was a big achievement. Medical services being imparted at Amar Jyoti are also exceptional. X-ray, dental care, ophthalmologists, pathologists are rendering free of cost services to the people belonging to EWS category and students of school and members of the staff. We have over 20 medical doctors who are coming once a week for 1 hour to give voluntary services to the community people and school students. Subsidized rates are charged for very few beneficiaries who are coming from communities, and regular camps are organized for free distribution of various items as well as blood tests. So what really worked was, here you can see a picture of barrier-free environment of the school, which is very, very helpful. Team of parents, teachers, therapists, medical professionals, psychologists, and social workers. Inclusion of learners with and without disability to study together from an early age in almost equal number. So what really worked was a mantra of convergence, which is like involving the corporate sector, community, family, educational institutions, social agencies, media, legislation, and of course government support, which is of great importance. And I am very happy to say that we have been able to win over several difficult situations because of this mantra of convergence. So, what we have realized is that each one has the capability to achieve holistic development as per their strength and ability. All of us together should work on this possibility. What is needed is a conscious responsibility to achieve our goal of full participation and equal opportunity. Friends, with this over 4 years, 4 decades of services, I realized something in my mind that what is inclusion? There is a gist of inclusion in my poem, which, if you permit, I'll read out. Social inequality is a serious concern. From exclusion of the disadvantaged, we never seem to learn. While legislations